So the first thing I want to talk to you about is that daggone tornado wheel.
That's,
you had B-boys, you had B-girls, you had parkour people, you had gymnasts, you had stunt performers. I need to talk about how you coordinated and choreographed that because people were jumping over narrow gaps and yeah, just talk to me about it.
Yes, first and foremost, it was very safely done. We worked really hard on the safety, and we had a lot of experts in that field standing by. But it was really, it started off with like a creation period of just playing in the space. They gave us one wheel. That was the hardest part, was we didn't get the wheel until like the full scope of it until like pretty close to filming time.
Oh, it was just one wheel.
It was one of the wheels, so it's in threes. And so it was really just me and a team of, there's a bit of a skeleton crew, an associate choreographer named Emilio Del Sol who was there. He's very athletic. And it was just like, we always say like it's like a playground, and this one actually felt like a playground. Like you got the monkey bars, you got the slide, you got the thing. So it really started to become the mission, which lines up really well with the number, which is why I love John's, vision so much, because it's like, yeah, the whole thing is dancing through life, being free and doing the thing. So what a better space to put us in than like a jungle gym, basically.
That's a good description of it. It does kind of look like a jungle gym where you kind of just jumping and popping all over the place.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about prepping for this film, because there is quite a bit of musical numbers utilized within the course of the feature. And I just want to applaud you for staying true to the Broadway musical, because I'm a Broadway baby. So I was like, if they mess this up, I'm going to feel some kind of way.
We couldn't do it. Not for you. I'm not having the Broadway community come after us. No,
Listen, we're strong and mighty.
I think because it has such a rich DNA to it already, it's like that you really have a starting place. So it felt like, just how do we cater it to the grand world that we can, play in. But I'm a fan of the show as well. Like I grew up on the show. I've saw it like 7 times, I think, before I came. My sisters saw it like over 40 times. So this is like in the family. And, so it was really just like, kind of going piece by piece. I started with Dancing Through Life, actually, because I knew that that's kind of the biggest scope of a dance number. Mm-hmm. And, I connected to it very deeply with that feeling of what it's like, what it means to just dance and express yourself and let go of all the pressures and stresses of life. Mm-hmm. And then from there you just start chipping away. I will say it felt like we had so much time because we're doing 2 movies. The schedule was grand, but then you're like going through it and you're like, I feel like I'm not chipping away at this thing. And then every day you're just making little moves until you're like rapping and you're like, wow.
We did that.
It's crazy.
Talk to me about the Ozian wheelchair and having to choreograph for Marissa in that wheelchair and having it go up and spin around and all these different things.
Yeah. The goal was always to make sure Marissa felt like she is floating on air. That's the whole point of that moment, so that later on in movie 2, when it comes back around, that's that feeling that she can have. So and I'm so proud of her. I mean, to meet this woman coming out to London from LA. I mean, once we didn't know who it was for a long time. Like the search was extensive. Deep, extensive. Mm. And then, she's coming out there, getting her passport just to come out there and do the movie. I mean, and then she's there and you're just like, wow, like you are thrown into the deep end, and she just every day came to work and she crushed it. I'm very, very proud of that moment.
She's a special spirit. She really, really is.
Beautiful spirit,
she's a lovely, lovely person.
Absolutely.
You talked about how many times you've seen Wicked, but how did you feel the first time you saw The Wizard of Oz?
I just remember, feeling very connected to cinema, and storytelling. Really, it's just the storytelling side of it all. It's an incredible story. I mean, it really blows my mind to think about how many people have impacted and affected this beautiful story that's so relevant today, and then I get to come in and play in this space and dance my way through it. It's just like, it's crazy.
I love that. Speaking of dancing your way through it, I know you did a little extended version of Popular where Ari is, she's bop mining down a hallway. Talk to me about how you guys decided to do that and the reasoning for that.
We're sitting there and this hallway just looked so beautiful on camera, and Alice and John, we're all sitting there and we're looking at it, and it's just like, we had a whole ending inside the room, and like, she was going to walk back into the room. But that's, when everything turns pink and we're like, this is crazy. We have to use this. There's no way. What Nathan created, it was just too beautiful to pass up. So it was already had COVID at that point. So we're kind of like on a standstill. We're trying to like wait and figure out like what to do. And John's like, can we do another ending? And I knew in my heart, I'm like, she's so fast. That girl learns choreography so fast. Yeah. And it's so incredible. And I found out new things about her that I didn't know when we were creating the original number. Like, I didn't know she could kick her face. And then she does it joking around, and you're like, are you kidding me? That has to be in this
She's
movie.
A Broadway baby.
Oh, she's incredible.
Yeah.
And, and she's like, really? You put that? Okay, yep, that's what it is. And even this moment, that was her, like, I remember, like, doing, like, maybe she'll do a turn or something, and she's like, I think just, and you're like, actually, you know what? You're not wrong. That's the moment. So I really did feel like I created that bit through the process that we had together already. I feel like I got to know her a lot more through that. And it really was fast. I kind of just did it. And then we had a little piece, and then I showed her, and she loved it. And there we are. And it's really one of my favorite moments of the whole film.
Listen, I loved it, and it's one of my favorite moments in the whole film, too. But what I really love more than anything else is the fact that you took dance and choreography and made it a completely different character in the zeitgeist of Wicked that works tremendously well, the same way it works in the stage production. And I applaud you and appreciate you for that.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you for your time, Christopher. I appreciate you.
This is the best. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Sound good?